Hopefully, as I said, a bolster, a towel, a blanket folded up, and either a yoga block or a book. Okay, have those handy. I am going to go ahead and get started seated on the edge of my bolster. It's not so much of a bolster, kind of flattens down. But when you sit on the edge of it, just reminding us to tilt our pelvis forward and makes a little bit more space in the lower back. Activates our core. So finding a nice seated, comfortable, easy pose, crossing the legs or let the legs be long out in front. Sitting up nice and tall, soften the eyes, soften the gaze, or close the eyes. Relax the back of the hands on the knees. And from here, big breath in, big breath out. Breathing down that spine, awareness in that lower back, softening those hips, settling into the mat. Changing up the breath just a bit, making a little O shape with the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through that O. Exhale out through the nose. Yin yoga is about surrendering. So just soften wherever you are here, feeling completely supported. Welcoming that connection with the breath to help kind of quiet and ease into this moment. Hitting the pause button on the mind. And taking some time here to just notice the small stuff. The tension, the space, the ease, the effort. Whatever brings you to the mat today, be curious, be welcoming, and then using your exhale to let go of any negativity, any tension, any tightness. Beautiful job. Inhale, stretch and reach those arms long up to the sky, and just opening the heart, interlace the fingers, take the hands behind the head, press the head into the hands, just opening up that chest. Gentle sway. I know lots of changes, lots of new things. Put the phone away, turn off the news. Look inward for that light. One more breath. And relax it down. Okay, from here, we are just going to take that blanket or bolster underneath the knees. We're going to lie down on our backs, shrugging the shoulders back, making a little bit more space, warming up that back just a little bit. Bring that right knee into the chest. Release it down. Bring that left knee into the chest. Keeping the knees nice and soft, supported by that pillow, by that blanket. One more time on the right side. Squeeze it in. Exhale, release it to the floor. And then bring that left knee in. Now, in a typical yin class, we'll hold these poses or these stretches anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 or 6 minutes. We don't have that kind of time today. So just take it nice and easy. Bring both knees into the chest. Stretch the back. Bring it in nice and tight. Hold it here. Breathing in an intention of surrender, softening. Those knees can be tight together on your chest, or you can take them wider into the sides of the chest. See what feels good for you. Nice big breaths in, big breaths out. Nice little compression for the hips. Three more breaths here. Sometimes the hardest part of a yin practice is quieting that mind. So stay connected with the breath, how it feels, where you can direct it. Slowly loosening those legs, loosening those hips. Take it to the side. And from here, we're going to flip over onto our bellies. Reaching the arms forward. Feet are at least hip distance or wider if you feel any kind of sensation in the lower back that's unwelcoming. Walking those elbows back into Sphinx. Give that nice stretch through the front of the body. Relax the legs, relax the glutes. You're looking off towards the front of your mat. Beautiful Sphinx pose. Draw those shoulders back. This is the most active pose we're going to be doing today. So just feel the front of the body opening. Become aware of the natural curves of the spine. One more big breath here. And slowly walk those hands back. Take the knees wide, toes together. We're just going to take a child's pose. Reaching the tailbone back. Sink those hips down onto those heels. Stretching the front of the body, forehead resting on the mat. Breathing down the back. Down the sides. And into the belly. Now, a lot of these stretches are going to look very familiar, but for yin, they just have little different names. And as I said, we hold them a little bit longer. So from here, coming into down puppy, or down dog if you need that little more space. We're going to come into a low lunge, taking that left foot forward. And here, this is where I'm going to use my yoga block or a book. Oh, sorry, my nose is itching. You guys are thinking of me, or I will hold on to my knee. We're going to get into that hip flexor. And this low lunge is called a baby dragon here. So find that edge, kind of feeling that back, still extending through the crown of the head. Hold on to that knee. Hold on to that book or that block. Relax those shoulders back. There's a big compression here. That left leg, and a big, beautiful stretch for that right hip flexor. And this is all you have to do right here. Let's just settle in. Breathing, scanning that body, any place holding on to tension. Smooth out the brow, soften the eyes, the jaw. See if you can untuck those right toes and just feel energy flowing down that back. Any tension, any tightness. You're not doing it wrong if those toes are tucked. Just see what happens if you leave some space open to release. Practicing Ujjayi breathing, constricting that throat, inhaling through the nose, exhaling an audible ha sound in the back of the throat as you exhale through the nose. A lot of yoga teachers like to call that ocean breath. I like to call it Darth Vader breath. okay to make noise when you breathe in yoga class. Each exhale, letting go a little bit more. 3 more breaths here. Are you starting to feel a softness? If not yet, that's okay. Now slowly coming back on the right knee, we're going to straighten that left leg as best we can. Now, you might already be feeling the stretch in the back of that left leg, that hamstring. You can stay right here. Or if you're really flexible, maybe straighten the leg without locking the knee and bring that left hip back. I'm feeling a little tight right here from taking a walk, so I'm just going to take it nice and easy. I'm going to hold on to my hips, or I'm going to hold on to a book or a block as I keep that back nice and straight and melt the heart. Now we won't be here as long, probably because I need it more. But no, the hips are the ones that hold on to a lot of tension. The hamstrings as well. We want to soften those hamstrings so we can loosen up the tension in the lower back. Notice as we get rid and release some of that tension in the leg, in the back. Maybe you can get a little lower. Try not to force it. You don't need to go any further than how you feel. Try to keep the back straight. So again, maybe you're here, maybe you're up here. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. We're looking for a dull ache in the yin. We're going to take one more breath here. Breathing down to that lower back all the way to the tailbone. Then we're slowly going to walk it forward into that low lunge. And now we're going to go straight into pigeon. And you're going to be like, what? Trust me. Try heel toe that foot over to the right and drop that knee down. If that knee starts to bark at you, pause. Maybe bring that foot a little closer to the right hip. If this is too much for your right hip, bend the left knee. So modification, left foot is into the thigh, right foot's at the side. Here's where that pillow or that blanket comes in handy to get a little bit more of a lift here. Makes it a little bit more accessible. If you are open to pigeon, stay in pigeon. If you want to come on your back in a figure 4 with the left ankle above the right knee, that's where I want you to be. Inhale nice and tall if you're taking this modified pose, and exhale, walk it forward. You're going to feel that sensation in the outer left hip, and you're going to sink it down. Nice and easy. Breathing down that spine, keeping the back nice and long, back of the neck long. Maybe use your book or your block. You can rest your forehead on that. If you don't have that available to you, I like to bend my elbows and just support my forehead with my hands. And just some nice big deep breaths here. Noticing tension in that back, exhaling, softening. Brushing away those cobwebs, giving you a break here in stillness. Maybe as you begin to surrender, you can get a little lower. You can let go a little bit more, coming all the way to the floor in your pigeon or in your modification. Or if you're on your back, relaxing those shoulders down. Last couple breaths here. Fill the belly, fill the chest, exhale and empty. Last one, fill it up. And slowly coming up. If you're on your back, hug the knees to the chest, roll to your side. If you're in pigeon, slowly coming up. And we're all going to meet back in our down puppy. Notice how nice and warm one hip feels. We're going to do the same for the other. So other side, step your right foot forward. Again, up on that up on that right knee. Leaning forward, finding that edge where you can hold it. Not too hard, not too easy, really feeling that stretch. Being very careful. Sometimes it feels so good in the front of that left hip that I'm like, oh yeah, it feels so good. And I sink back and I've got compression in my lower back. So if you're feeling too much sensation in that lower back, lean forward. Bring that heart forward. Maybe you hold on to that block. Maybe you hold on to a book. Maybe you're really flexible on this side and you come down. Nice and easy. Notice when we get into the stretches in the hips. Notice if the shoulders start to tighten up, or you start to grit your teeth, or furrow that brow. Use those exhales to soften, to let go a little bit more. Noticing the small stuff here. Untuck those back toes if you can. Let that heart come forward. Leave the effects, the worries of the day behind. Let go of the worries tomorrow and really gift yourself with this moment, this breath, this stretch. Take one more breath here and slowly coming up. Oi! That's where my sound effects come from. Straightening that right leg. Again, to your best of your ability. If you're already feeling a stretch with that knee bent, keep it bent. Otherwise, if you're really flexible, straighten that leg without locking the foot, or locking the knee, excuse me. Bring that right hip back. Inhale tall. Exhale, bring that heart forward. Again, we did a lot with the upper body, the chest and the shoulders. So let's try to keep that space open. Hold on to your block. Hold on to the floor. Hold on to the hips. Find your edge. Maybe feel, if you're rounding your back too much, come up just a little bit. Isolate that stretch into that leg. Try to find some stillness. If you're watching me, maybe you're like, boy, Michelle's really fidgeting. Again, this is what hurts. Nothing sharp, stabbing, or pinching, but it's definitely some fighting, some resistance. So maybe I'm going to ease up a little bit, bending that knee, but still feeling that sensation in the back of my leg. Come into that pose where you can hold, where you can surrender, where you can let go, knowing you are supported, you're enough, right here, right now. Three more breaths here. This is a great sequence. Any of you that struggle with sciatica, right? Slowly come forward into that low lunge. Now again, options. If you hate pigeon, come onto your back in your figure four. If you want to try that pigeon, heel toe that foot over to the left side of your mat, dropping that knee down. If your knee's screaming, come out of it and come on your back. That left leg is long. You can stay here and let go. If this is too much, but you don't want to be on your back, bring that left leg forward, right foot into the thigh. Notice the hips. My hips are tight. I'm going to lift the hips up on the seat. I'm going to sit up tall. I'm going to slowly come forward. Using your exhale, melting it down again, either in your pigeon, in your figure four, or in this little hybrid right here. Feel those legs. Use that exhale. Maybe support the head. Maybe you completely let go and get long. Resting down on the floor. Last couple breaths here. Again, using this time to check in. Where's my mind? Where am I putting my energy? Try to keep it in the breath. Take this time as a vacation. Experience a new space. Look with interest, with curiosity. Enjoy the calm, enjoy the restlessness. One more breath here. And slowly coming back. If you're on your back, uncross those legs. Bring those knees to the chest. If you're in pigeon, slowly come up, transitioning. If you're in this little hybrid here, let's all make our way into down puppy. So if you're on your back, roll to your side, roll over, extend the tailbone back, hands hip distance, shoulder distance apart, stay here, or take a big down dog if you're ready for it. Great little upside down stretch here. Beautiful. Whether you're on your knees or on your toes, let's just walk those hands back, come up on the toes. We're gonna come in a nice little squat here. Nice and easy, feeling those hips. You don't have to have the heels down. Maybe see what it feels like to have the heels down. Maybe not yet. A little bit bigger. You can move the feet closer together and round the back, holding onto that floor, tucking that chin. Just let any worries pour out through the crown of the head. Soften those hands, breathe down that spine. Feel those hips, right? Supporting, strengthening, grounding, centering. Excellent. From here, come on up, take a seat. Oh, nice job. Are we running out of time? All right, from here, one of my last very favorite stretches. If you have that block, a blanket, a towel, something, we're gonna come onto our backs and we're gonna take a supported bridge. After all that back opening, we wanna open up through the front of the body. We're gonna scoot the seat close to our heels. We're gonna lift those hips up, pressing into the back of the shoulders, the chin to the chest. And from here, I'm gonna invite you to place that book, a pillow, a block, a blanket underneath those hips for a supported bridge. Now the shoulders are back, the heart's open, and just notice how good it feels to open up through the chest, the belly, the hips. Maybe you have a little bit more room. You can go a little higher, you can go a little lower. No work necessary here. Feel that breath in the belly. And slowly begin to just surrender from the crown of the head, softening the face, supported strong through the shoulders, open through the chest, long through the back, supported with that blanket, block, book underneath that tailbone. It's enough right here. Maybe, just feel. If the back's bothering you, I want you to stay here. If you have a little bit more space and want to try extending that left foot forward, feel that hip flexor. Again, worries tend to take root here in the belly. But notice when we open up that space, we're just opening up like a camel pose in yoga, really opening physically, mentally, and emotionally. If this is too much, bring that foot back. Those of you looking to explore a little more, slide that right foot forward. And just let yourself be in the supported back bend. . We're going to take 3 more deep breaths like this. Again, powerful pose. And then one at a time, slide those feet back. This is some of my students' favorite poses. Doesn't have to be yours. Lift those hips, remove that block, that towel, that pillow, that blanket. Lower down nice and slow. And bring those knees into the chest. Well-deserved hug. Now again, just breathe in. Notice hopefully a little shift, a little change from where we were when we first started this pose. As we prepare for final resting pose, I know it goes by too quickly. Maybe slide that blanket or that pillow underneath the knees. Let the feet fall open. Notice the curve of the spine. Let the feet out to the side, arms out to the side, palms up, shoulders back. Tucking the chin, take a big breath in. Side out, let it go. One more time, big breath in. Let it all go. From here, just begin to check in with gratitude, with ease, with healing, with light. Soften the toes, the soles of the feet, the ankles. Relax up through the legs, the knees, the thighs. Allow the breath, the awareness to just circle and swirl around those hips. Gently noticing the rise and fall of the belly, and ease in the back, the curves, the awareness washing up the spine, between the vertebrae, between the ribs, releasing, relaxing through those shoulders, grounding a little bit more, feeling that heart open a little more. Release the strength in the arms, the hands, down the right side and the left. Soften the neck, the jaw, the cheeks, the eyes, the ears. Let everything within, the brain, the organs, let everything just sink in, settle, and let go. With the body still, allow an overwhelming sense of healing to just wash over you. Those tight muscles, those sore joints. Check in with the thoughts. Let them be quiet. Let them be still. Let them be open to receive. And then finally, awareness in that heart space, that space where we hold on to feelings, sometimes of hurt, sometimes of joy, sometimes of laughter, sometimes of regret. Notice how open that heart space is. Let the light within begin to deepen and grow, casting out the darkness, connecting with that clear mind, that strong body, gently bringing movement to the fingers, to the toes, rocking the head from side to side. Completely rested, relaxed, supported, and connected here. Mind, body, breath. Stay here a little longer, or when you're ready, just gently roll onto your left side. Stay here for a moment, just feeling. Body feeling fluid, mind clear, truly present with this breath. When you're ready with the eyes closed, push yourself up to a comfortable, seated, easy pose. A little more open in the heart and the front of the body, a little more stable, resilient, strong through the lower body. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Press your palms together. Imagine capturing a light, whatever you're needing. Strength, ease, acceptance, health, connection. Bring it down to your heart. Feel the thumbs to the breastbone. Feel that light. Feel that intention taking root here. You've got this. Go now. Have a beautiful, wonderful evening. Soothing, relaxed, at peace. Namaste. Now, we did not break a sweat today, but drink lots of water, lots of stuff that we were getting into in our hips. So I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste. Wednesday night, we'll go back to our little slow flow. So thank you so much for coming today, for trying something new. Maybe you found a new pose that you like, and this was easy enough, hopefully, that you're like, I can do those stretches even when we're not connecting here virtually. All right, stay safe, stay well. Namaste. Bye.